Cut Lawquane was the former clone trooper who deserted the Grand Army of the Republic shortly after the Battle of Geonosis, deciding to start a family of his own instead of continuing to fight in the Clone Wars. So what happened to Cut Lawquane after the Clone Wars and Order 66? I'm going to break down exactly what happened to Cut Lawquane and the fates of his half-human, half-Twi'Lek children. Before we dive deep into it, if you end up enjoying the video, remember to hit the subscribe button down below with notifications on to be notified as soon as I drop more awesome Star Wars content. At the moment, only 20% of you who are watching this video have hit the button, so if you do hit it, this is where the fun will begin. At the first battle of Geonosis, clone trooper Cut Lawquane was stationed in a Republic gunship during the Jedi's arena battle with the droids. Shortly after arriving on the battlefield, his transport was attacked by two separatist gunships, causing it to unfortunately crash. Most of Lawquane's brothers were instantly killed after the impact of the crash, but he managed to survive. Following this, he decided that he was not meant to fight in the Clone Wars for something that he didn't believe in, causing him to desert the Grand Army of the Republic. This moment haunted Cut Lawquane for many years following the battle. The last time we saw Lawquane was on the planet Saleucami, where he settled with a new wife and two adopted children. So what happened to him after Rex helped him to defend his home from the separatist invaders? Did Rex report Cut to the Republic for being a deserter? Fortunately, Rex did not report Lawquane for deserting. Although Rex did say it was his duty to report any unloyal clones, he was able to put the situation behind him because of the beautiful wife and children that Cut Lawquane had created a family with. These were actually some of the first seeds of doubt that Rex began to have about the Clone Wars and his true purpose. Following this, we know that Cut Lawquane's adopted children did survive until after the Battle of Endor, where they became well known as the children of a clone trooper who refused to fight in the war. Cut Lawquane's daughter, Shaeeah, went on to write a book after the Battle of Endor called My Stepfather's Face, A Soldier's Secret. The book detailed her childhood and later life on Saleucami with her adopted father and how she felt having a clone as a father. She must have been very happy to know that she had 200,000 uncles with a million more well on the way. It's also very possible that Cut Lawquane and his children joined the Rebel Alliance and helped in the fight against the Empire, which would make a lot of sense given that he knows about Rex, and would certainly not stand for the brutality of the Empire on his home planet. It is also heavily implied that Lawquane himself did survive up until the Battle of Endor, where he would be exactly the same age as Rex, and would probably have a massive white beard like him too. Lawquane was later mentioned by a farmer on Saleucami after the Battle of Endor, where he was held up as an example of someone who was able to escape conflict, to start a family and live a life of peace instead of pain and suffering. When he was mentioned, the farmer referred to Cut as an old man, which almost certainly confirms that he did in fact survive until long after the Clone Wars. It would honestly be so awesome to see Rex and Wolf eventually meet up with him at some point. Now that we know he almost certainly did survive until the Battle of Endor, there is one major question remaining. Did Cut Lawquane execute Order 66? We know that he was still very likely living on his farm on Saleucami at the time that Order 66 was called, so he would definitely not be able to execute Order 66 on a Jedi General. Lawquane certainly did have an inhibitor chip inside of his brain, however, meaning that for a short few weeks after Order 66, he would definitely believe that the Jedi had betrayed the Republic and attempted to assassinate Chancellor Palpatine to take power for themselves. Because we know from the story of Commander Grey, who was the clone commander of Depa Billaba and Kanan Jarrus, that it's seemingly possible for the effects of Order 66 to wear off after some time has passed since the Order, Lawquane's mind would likely return to normal. So ultimately, we know that Cut Lawquane likely did survive until the time of the New Republic, and very likely assisted the rebellion in some way up until that point. It's also awesome to know that his children did survive, and go on to write books about him after Return of the Jedi. So that is exactly what happened to Cut Lawquane after Order 66 and the Clone Wars. Thanks so much for watching, remember to subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Cheers guys, hope to see you in the next one.